Vishwanath Sanjay sir, I am teaching you this chapter number 16. The chapter name is Loki. And the introduction, first we should try to know that what is the meaning of locus in the chapter based on locus. So locus is the singular term and the Loki is plural term. So the meaning for locus is a path traced by a moving points under some given conditions followed by the point always. सबसे पहले हम ये जानते हैं, let us know what is the meaning of locus. Locus is the geometrical shape of the path traced by a moving point which moves in such a way that it always follows some given condition. For example, we take how this circle is formed. For the formation of circle, or in other words you can say what the meaning of circle in the sense of locus. You see that there are number of points on the circumference arranged. So we could define the circle that we take one fixed point here, that is the center of the circle, and we take another point P here, which is a moving point. It moves according to this circumference. It moves in such a way that it always remains at the constant distance from the fixed point. So there are 2 points. One point is fixed, other is moving point. And moving point moves in such a way that it always keeps a fixed distance with the fixed point. So how it moves? You see that it will not go in this direction, it will not go in downward, it will upward. It will move like this. First position, then second position, then third position, fourth position, fifth position. Like this it will move. It will move like this. So because when it moves according to this, then it follows the condition given that it has to move at a fixed distance, and so it generates a circle. There is the generation of the circle, and we can make clear that the locus of all the points, the geometrical shape of all the points here, which you see on joining, we get this circumference of the circle, and there are large number of points arranged on the circumference, which all points satisfy this condition that they are always keeping fixed distance with the given fixed point. So this fixed distance is called the radius of the circle, and this fixed point is shown on the center of the circle, and the geometrical shape so obtained is called the circle. So circle, you can define that it is the set of all the points which are arranged in such a way that they are always keeping fixed distance from a given point. So this is the way of making clear that how the circle is generated and what is the meaning of the circle in the sense of the locus. So locus of all the points which are keeping fixed distance from a given point will be a circle. You can define, this is the definition of the circle. Clear? Now this is the situation when our moving point is moving, keeping a fixed distance from one point. Suppose our point P moves in such a way that it keeps fixed distance from 2 given points, that is which are A and B. Then how it moves? Suppose the first position of the point is here, then this distance is equal to this distance. Now it starts moving upward or downward. Then we see the different positions of the point P and we join them to A and B. Then we get the geometrical figure like this, as you see here in the diagram I draw here at the blackboard. So we have to define this line. How will you define geometrically this line? because this line contains all the points which are satisfying this condition, that the two given points, that the point P moving keeping fixed distance from the two given points. So how we can define this line? This line we can define that it is the perpendicular bisector of AB. All the points which are lying on this line, they satisfy this condition, or if any point lying on the perpendicular bisector, that is always at the that always keeps fixed distance from the point A and B. So this is the perpendicular bisector. Now, next figure, there are two intersecting lines and our point P is moving here in such a way that it always keeps fixed distance from the two given lines. Here you see there were two fixed points and the point was moving, keeping fixed distance with the two given points. Here the point is moving in such a way that it always keeps fixed distance from the two given lines. So how it has to move? It has to move according to this angle bisector. This line is known as the angle bisector because all the points on this line they maintain the fixed distance from this line to this line, from this line to this line. Because all these triangles are congruent by RHS congruency. So these distances are equal. Means this distance equal to this distance, this is equal to this distance. So in this way it moves. So we can say that if any point moves along the angle bisector of the angle between two lines, then all the points lying on that line or that point satisfy the given condition, and it always maintain the distance from the two given lines. So the angle bisector, here is the angle bisector. We can define this line as the angle bisector. Here you have to take the angle bisector. If you want to show your construction that any point is moving in such a way that always keeping fixed distance with the two given lines, two given intersecting lines, so that will be the angle bisector. If you are given that the two fixed points and third point is moving in such a way that it always keeps fixed distance with the two given points, then it will be a perpendicular bisector. Now, some more examples. If you are moving on the road, then what will be the locus of your head? So you are here, this is your head. Once you are here, then after some time you will be here, then after some time you will be here. So your head here, so you see that there will be a parallel line which is situated at a distance of your height from the road. So this parallel line is the locus of your head. Here also there are two given lines, and we have to move in such a way that we always keep fixed distance from the two given lines. Then the locus of all the points will be this third line. It lies in between two lines, exactly in between mid of the two lines. So this is the locus of all the points which are moving in such a way that always keeping fixed distance between two parallel lines. Is it clear? Till now we have discussed so many figures, so many things, and so many different types of locus situations here. Out of this we find our rules, rule number 1 and rule number 2, which are very important for you. First rule, the locus of a point moving in such a way keeping fixed distance from two given points, comma, is a perpendicular bisector of the line joining two points. For example, this figure you see, rule number 1. Now rule number 2, the locus of a point moving in such a way, keeping fixed distance from two intersecting lines, each is an angle bisector of the angle between two intersecting lines. Rule number 2 here. This is a figure for rule number 2 and this is a figure for rule number 1. So these are two rules, students. You have to keep rule number 1 and rule number 2 in your mind. Then you can do many of the questions of your exercise without any hesitation, without any fear. So you could complete until now. Now I come to the exercise so that it will be more clear to you. Student, exercise 16 question number 1. You are given a triangle and in which there is a line PQ which is the perpendicular bisector of line AB, and we have to prove that Q is equidistant from A and B. So as I already stated you, told you that there are two terms. So because PQ is perpendicular and Q lies on PQ. According to theorem, any point on perpendicular bisector equidistant from A and B. Therefore, Q equal to KB. Now we have to prove this by congruency also. Taking triangle APQ and BPQ. These two triangles we will consider, and then we see we have to apply the congruency how. AP equal to PB, angle APQ equal to angle BPQ, it is given 90, and PQ is common. So by side angle side you can prove, and this proving by congruency I leave this for you so that you could compute yourself. Then you can say that QA equal to Q. In this way you find the complete the solution. Question number 2. You are given a triangle in which CP is the angle bisector, and we have to prove that P is equidistant from a CA and CB. So you know that since P point lies on angle bisector of angle A, CB, then by theorem we know that any point lying on angle bisector is equidistant from two angle making lines. Means अगर एक पॉइंट यहाँ लाई करेगा तो इन दोनों लाइनों से इक्विडिस्टेंस को होगा. Therefore, PM equal to PN. Prove, you have to prove by congruency. So we will take the triangle PMC and PNC. You see that this angle equal to this angle 90 each, and this is common. So by angle side you can prove them that the point P is equidistant from the two sides AC and BC. Question number 3. This is the combination of the first two questions, because here you are given the angle bisector, side bisector and angle bisector both. You see that X point lies on angle bisector of the angle BAC, and X is equidistant from AB and AC. That is XM equal to XN. You can prove by congruency also, as I told you earlier. In triangle XMA and triangle XNA, you can take. Now, Y lies on perpendicular bisector. You see, this is the Y point. Therefore, Y is equidistant from A and C. Now, apply congruency condition by making the construction. You have to join Y to C. We have two triangles CPY and APY, and we consider we will prove them as congruent. Then finally we can say that Y is equidistant from A and C. In this way you complete yourself the remaining part of the question, remaining part of the solution. Question number 4. You are given a triangle, and in this triangle first we have to construct this triangle. AB, BC and AC, all the sides are given. So You know the triangle construction as I studied earlier in your lower classes. So you could complete the triangle like this. Then you draw the perpendicular bisector, that is ED. Now we have to prove that T is equidistant from C and E, C and B. Prove triangle DPE and DPC. DPE, DPE and DPC. These two triangles we have to prove them as congruent. Then you can say that this D point is equidistant from C and B. Is it clear? In this way you could do it. Question number 5. In this question you are given two triangles. First is APB. Isosceles triangle AP equal to PB, and another isosceles triangle is this AQB. QA, PQ equal to BQ. Now we have to prove PQ is perpendicular bisector of AB. PQ is perpendicular bisector of AB. So construction, join P to Q first. P को Q से join करें, and action is till M, up to M, as shown in the figure. Then we prove. First we take the triangle APQ and BPQ. APQ and BPQ. AP equal to BP given in the question. PQ is common and AQ equal to BP also given in the question. Therefore, two triangles are congruent by SSSS, and we can find the result angle APQ equal to angle BPQ. APQ equal to angle BPQ. So these two angles are equal. Now we consider two more triangles, set of triangles PMA and PMB. In PMA and PMB, AP equal to BP, it is given. PM equal to PM, it is common. And angle APQ equal to angle BPQ proved earlier. Therefore, triangle APM congruent to triangle BPM by SAS. Therefore, you can write AM equal to BM or MB, and angle PMA plus angle PMB equal to 180. Therefore, angle PMA equal to angle PMB equal to each 90 degree, and PQ is perpendicular bisector. Therefore, PQ is perpendicular bisector. Question number 6. You are given that there is a right triangle PQR in which angle Q is 90 degree. It is 90 degree right angle at point Q. Now we draw a perpendicular bisector, angle bisector of this angle Q. So this line is the angle bisector of angle Q, and it cuts PR at T. Now what we do in this question, we have to prove that T is equidistant from PR and PQ, QP. QR and QP, it is T is equidistant. So what we do, we draw perpendicular from T on QR and perpendicular from T on PQ. Then we have these two triangles, and we will prove them as congruent by angle side. Then you can find your target. In this way, you can show that T is equidistant from the QP and QR. In the question number 7, you are given again you are given a triangle ABC, angle B 75 degree. It is given in the question, and the bisector of angle 75 degree is this line BN, and the bisector of perpendicular bisector of line BC is this line. Let it be L1 and L2. L1 and the L2. And there is the common point P, for which we have to prove that it is equidistant from B and C. So we consider triangle PMC and PMB as congruent. Write this step yourself. And later on we have to prove that P is equidistant from AC and BC. For that we consider two more triangles, triangle PMC and PNC, and we will prove them as congruent by angle side. Then we will prove that both the results, that P is equidistant from BNC and P is also equidistant from AC and BC. So in this way you complete the solution.